Wow. Good afternoon. And welcome to all of our graduates, the family, friends, Dean Lewis, Executive Dean Schreiber, and of course my fellow staff and faculty colleagues. And hello to those of you joining us on live stream. I'm excited to welcome you in person to the School of Constructed Environments Graduate Recognition Ceremony. Yes. For 2 years, we've gathered for these events online, connected through screens, but separated through time and space. So it's a real thrill to share this physical space with you today to honor our graduating students from the Master of Architecture, the MFA Interior, Industrial, and Lighting Design programs, and those of you receiving dual and double degrees in Lighting and Architecture or Interior Design. Before we begin, I want to take a moment to gratefully acknowledge the Lenape people on whose ancestral homelands our institution is based, as well as the diverse and vibrant indigenous communities who make their home here and around the world today. As designers of places, things, and experiences, it's essential that we continue to uncover, recognize, and name the systems of oppression that our actions and work may reinforce, and use our various privileges to seek out where we have agency to make positive change. And one other thing. The new school continues its mask mandate, so we ask that you keep your mask on over your nose and mouth through the duration of this ceremony. So now I'd like to welcome our Executive Dean, Rachel Schreiber.
Thank you, Cotter. Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Rachel Schreiber, Executive Dean of Parsons School of Design, and it is my distinct honor and pleasure to welcome you to today's celebration where we commemorate the graduating class of 2022 in Parsons School of Constructed Environments graduate programs, AAS Interior Design, Master of Architecture, MArch MFA Architecture and Lighting Design, MFA Industrial Design, MFA Interior Design, and MFA Lighting Design. I'd actually like to begin by conveying a very special thanks to the families who have joined us today, both in person and by live stream. To the parents, siblings, partners, and all of those whom we call family, your unyielding support is truly what made this day possible. So I'd like to ask the graduates and the faculty to join me in a round of applause for the families. To the graduates, congratulations. You have worked tirelessly throughout your time here at Parsons. In particular, you remained undaunted and focused as ever when a global pandemic turned our world upside down and in the midst of your education with us. Through remote learning and in the midst of transitioning back to in-person learning this fall, you have pressed on through your final chapter at Parsons with ingenuity, courage, and skill. Pushing creative boundaries, defying conventions, and setting a new future for design. I cannot wait to see how your paths unfold from here. I know your futures will be bright, and you will make your own incredible and indelible marks as you define a new future for society. So as of tomorrow afternoon, you join the proud community of Parsons and New School alumni. And again, please stay in touch. Let us know what you're up to. Look to us for support. And most importantly, know that you will always and forever be members of a wonderful and extended Parsons community. Congratulations on all of your achievements. And now I'd like to introduce Dean of the School of Constructed Environments, David Lewis.
Thank you, Dean Schreiber, for those kind words and for your appreciation for your years of service to Parsons and the New School. Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Let's try that again. Good afternoon, everybody. All right, graduating students, are you ready? Woo! Will you all now stand, graduating students? Before we offer you all a round of applause, please turn and give your parents, your friends, family, and siblings a round of applause from you. Thank you very much. Excellent. So this is indeed a day of celebration for all gathered together at the conclusion of these many unusual years. Reaching this point, working through the tumult, change, joy, and grief that has accompanied learning through a global pandemic is momentous. And while we will celebrate today, we must do so with full acknowledgement of the context in which we are living. Open threats to democracy and ongoing structural racism here and abroad remain bitter obstacles to the equity and inclusion that underscores the mission of this university. Graduates of 2022, to say that you've had a memorable educational path would be an understatement. You have been active participants in a global transformation of communications unprecedented in human history. Online reviews drawing together faculty and students from multiple continents, some zooming in at the most unusual hours of the day. Meeting classmates then for the first time, now cloaked in masks and strangely often taller than you thought they were. You should not see your education through the pandemic as simply a disruption and distraction. No, but remember it through the framework of the design education you have pursued. For you, this graduation is a celebration of perseverance, a test and testament to the way in which you, as a designer, should not accept things as is, but as something to be actively engaged, changed, modified, tested, and reworked. As the new dean of this school, I've pondered this year over the following question. What is the purpose of a design education now? I return to roughly the same answer. A design education cultivates the ability to propose answers and critique them simultaneously. As a designer, you are called to pursue possibilities through projects and projections, through plans to prototypes. But each proposal opens up more questions, challenges, and ways of practicing. For all of you who have worked tirelessly on that perfect project, only to be met with critics who just asked more questions, now you know why. In short, your design education at Parsons is the cultivation of the elastic mind. An elastic mind is nimble, flexible, yet strong. To have an elastic mind of the designer means proposing real, material, and clear solutions, while full well knowing that they will in turn be questioned, interrogated, and then improved. It requires simultaneous passion and humility, a capacity to make and unmake, and to listen before speaking. It means holding the paradoxes of practicing locally in a global world in tension. To fashion a beautiful vessel fit for the showroom out of native plants that rightfully redistributes wealth to indigenous communities, that takes an elastic mind. To design a care center that promotes the health of not just the patients, but improves the lives of everyone who sources the material and makes the furniture, the tables, the walls, the lighting that went into that healthcare center, that takes an elastic mind. To imagine a radiant new building out of components that are truly regenerative, anticipating from the start the building's own demise as indeed beneficial, that takes an elastic mind. This muscle, your elastic mind, cultivated at Parsons, has many callings ahead. The world we live in now is in many ways the consequences of linear mindsets, answers to limiting questions, solutions that are only as good as the narrow framing of the problem. Need a quick drink? Welcome the over 500 billion plastic water bottles used only once annually. Need an affordable chair? Welcome disposable furniture, 12 million tons of it tossed away each year in America. Need fried eggs from sticking in the morning? Welcome Teflon pans, forever chemicals in Cancer Alley. Addressing these challenges, the challenges of today, from global warming to climate justice, from biodiversity to racial equity, will require a designer's approach, your elastic minds, to unmake and remake the world. And here's the key to do it beautifully. Beauty, grace, elegance are not simply design adjectives, although sometimes spoken under hushed breath by faculty for fear of being overheard and thus deemed uncritical. No, these are tools of disruption, agents of transformation. When given the decision to force someone to change or to seduce them through your work, choose seduction. It's far more a transformative force. In your projects to come, lead with delight. Lean upon your experience with friends and colleagues at Parsons, drawn from around the globe, to challenge your assumptions and expand your frameworks. What is beauty and why? It's actually not such a simple question. I will end with these words. With your elastic minds, strive to live meaningful and self-aware lives. Interrogate habits and unthought practices that ossify the status quo. And cultivate work that is just and delightful. This is what I hope the School of Constructed Environments has given you during your studies. So congratulations on your passage through Parsons and your elastic minds. Before I introduce the selected student speakers, can I ask all of the faculty on the stage or in the audience to stand? You have worked tirelessly and resourcefully with compassion and care for the students of this school. And while you're not graduating, you all deserve equally a round of applause for your beautiful work. ask Carter Christian to stand again. The Associate Dean, and Bethany Camerati, the school manager. It's Bethany back in the back. And Coley Stein. Coley Stein, who is the program administrator, is off for her own graduation at NYU. And I want to extend our thanks and appreciation for your talents and your commitment to the School of Constructed Environment. I'm very pleased to be able to introduce two student speakers. Now, the student speakers were nominated and selected by their peers and then confirmed by the faculty leadership to represent the importance of the school and to offer from their words, their understanding of their experience at the School of Constructed Environments as part of the graduation recognition ceremonies. Please welcome Perry Eppy, who is completing her MFA in Interior Design, as the first speaker.
Wow, hello everyone. I'm very excited and a little nervous to be here today. Hi family on live stream. Okay, so the very first hour of my very first class at Parsons, our professor was explaining something rather unknown to me. I was confused. I felt like everyone else knew what was going on. And I hadn't a clue how to live that Zoom life. I'm guessing this professor noticed my face, hard to see under the mask now, in her cube of squares and said in a charming lilt, "Perry, you're very expressive. Do you have a question?" What do they say about things being funny because they're true? Grad school is a wild ride. It brings together a group of people with common ground who may not otherwise meet. And for many of us in this room, we were brought together while still very far apart. Recently, I reflected on that time with the professor, and he was struck at how we trusted each other enough to open up and let us see past a Zoom screen and into our personal lives. There was a new level of humanity required. The delineation of our personal versus public space was a big blur. We had to have more compassion for each other as human beings, not just as classmates. In those moments, it seemed like we were just getting through the day, but in hindsight, we were creating an entirely new learning and social environment. All the grads today, take a moment, appreciate how much you've grown these past few years. So while the news was happening faster than you could read it, we were lucky enough to be able to dedicate this time to our education. We focus on our work as designers and creators, but also on ourselves in an environment that's designed to challenge your belief system and outlook. To have this cocoon of opportunity coincide at this precise moment in history is, in my opinion, a gift. We're very busy right now defining this new era of design ushered in by the pandemic and ensuing world events. What does it mean to design for all communities? How do we experience our home and workspaces now? How can we consider healthier materials and sustainable practices? But chaos breeds opportunity. The magical part is that things have changed, and how they have changed is different for each one of us. Everyone in this room, in this city, on this planet, exists in a constructed environment. We bring our own experience to the table, our own self-expression, our own outlook to help shape the world as we create the new normal together. Several times during my experience at Parsons, I spoke up to question the status quo, to debate how we approached a brief, to really stop and think before we dove in. And a few times, right as I was wondering if perhaps I shouldn't have been quite so expressive, someone would quietly say to me, "I wish I could do that." Advocating for my classmates and program came from a place of pride. I'm proud to be a part of this community that doesn't accept the current systems as they are. I'm proud of my classmates for starting a conversation that changed the way we see the world, whose dedication to their work opened doors for all of us. And this is where I encourage you to be expressive. Sharing your viewpoints and opinions doesn't look the same for everyone. If you have the gift of keeping a good poker face, hang on to that. But you know a good place to start with asking why. Right now, there's a lot happening in our world that is just too hard on my heart to understand. What would it look like if you ask why? What kind of responses and viewpoints would you be privy to in response to this prompt? As we start the next phase of our work, we'll encounter systems begging for new perspectives. Whoops. Okay, new perspectives, there we are. Change is already here. We don't even have to initiate it. We have the opportunity to shape these changes to touch the lives of all people and plants and animals. This starts with ideas, with a good question to spark conversation. Looking back at my first Zoom experience, I realized a question I was too nervous to ask was answered because of my expressiveness. If these past 2 years have taught me one thing, it's that a communicative nature can be a superpower. You just have to learn how to harness it. In closing, I want to remind everyone here that you all have something to say, so say it. Use your words, the power of the pen, drawings, prototypes, whatever format speaks to you. But if you find yourself not sure where to start, a puzzled expression has been known to do the trick. Thank you all. Congratulations.
Thank you, Perry. Please welcome Stefan Verwijn Mullen, who is completing a dual degree in the Masters of Architecture and an MFA in Lighting Design. Stefan.
Thank you, Dean Lewis, and thank you, Perry, for those beautiful words. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm truly honored to be addressing you all in celebration of SCE's graduating class of 2022. We mastered it. My best friend told me a few weeks ago, when you talk long, you start talking wrong, so I'll keep this brief. When I think of the emotions that I've felt over the past few weeks leading up to this momentous occasion, what I feel above all else is gratitude. Gratitude to God, without whom none of this would be possible for me. Gratitude towards my family for being the very best support system I could have asked for. But seriously, my parents are unmatched. They've rallied for me in every single endeavor I chose to pursue, and words will never be enough to assure them how grateful I am, but I hope my actions will. Gratitude towards Parsons School of Constructed Environments for seeing potential in me, despite having no prior design experience. It was a privilege to learn design in this program, and I look forward to the day that a privilege becomes a right exercised by more Black and brown men and women like myself. I feel gratitude towards my professors for challenging me and my perspective on what it means to be a designer year after year. I remember my very first semester during Environmental Technology 1, Professor Andreas made it clear that construction, and by extension architecture, are the leading causes of carbon emissions and climate change. In that first class, he immediately shifted my concept of what it meant to be a designer. My initial thought was, I certainly did not sign up to save the world. I just want to design and light beautiful spaces. But here we all are, not only ready to design those beautiful spaces and objects, but also equipped to do so with the empathy and knowledge required to help usher in a better world. While I know we may be anxious about the state of our global community and continue to hope for the best, I encourage you all to take what we've learned and be our best hope. And last, but certainly not least, I'm grateful to the graduating class of 2022. You have filled my time at Parsons with kindness, encouragement, inspiration, and compassion. We've laughed, learned, struggled, and even navigated the pandemic together. I remember very clearly the fear, uncertainty, and social unrest that came along with lockdown. But I also remember sunny days and the bonds formed between me and my classmates over a collective concern for one another. Although that initial transition from in-person to online education in March of 2020 was jarring, it quickly brought to the surface a sensitivity and appreciation for one another that outweighed any deliverable. And here we sit, 2 entire years later, having persevered. So to every single graduating student, whether I know you personally or not, from the deepest depths of my heart, I thank you. Thank you for making Parsons the perfectly imperfect learning experience it has been, for allowing me to wear my heart on my sleeve, and for being a part of a community that saw us all through a few of the most challenging yet rewarding years of our lives. To the graduating class of 2022, I wish you all the love, joy, and prosperity your hands and hearts can hold, because you deserve it. Congratulations.
Thank you both, Stefan and Perry, for exemplifying the spirit and mission of the school in your words to your peers. Thank you. We now turn toward recognition of the degrees. We will begin by recognizing the graduating candidates of the Associate in Applied Science degree in Interior Design. Will the graduating students in the AAS Interior Design program please rise and gather in roughly alphabetical order on the right-hand side at the bottom before the stage. Please join with me as they gather. Join with me in welcoming Adeboyega Adefope, the director of the AAS program, to recognize the degree candidates and announce the awards.
Well, thank you, David, Perry, and Stuart. After that, the speech is useless. So I'll go to the backup speech. So I've had the honor of being the director of the associate program for half a year. I've had an even greater honor of being an instructor for many of the students, the 2021 and 2022 students of the AAS program. So thank you very much for all the work you have done, all the effort you have put in. And in response, and as a continuation to the speeches that went before, I want to focus specifically on how this applies to the AAS program. The AAS program comprises a bunch of people who have decided to change their careers after, well, not exclusively, but a lot of them have changed their careers from a very well-developed and established career path and decided to change to an interior design program which they probably did not have any prior experience in. That brings the word spirit, the spirit that it shows to make that commitment, to take on that challenge, and to take the risk that's involved with that. So I remember how when you all walked in, there was a look of, what are we doing here? What is this program about? As Perry said, that look of bemusement as to what's going on. I can use trigger words that you guys will understand, things like V-ray and line weight, material application. All of those words have particular meaning to all these students. Despite that, they went through the program, and the challenges that have been mentioned as our society was going through significant changes, having to go online after expecting to be in person, persevering and coming to this point where you're graduating as interior designers. I congratulate you. I think it's been an honor to see you progress through this, to take on those challenges and come out with flying colors. So the second word that comes to my mind is boundaries. I don't know if any of you remember, in our first years, I asked you what an interior designer was. Do you guys remember that? So we had a discussion about what interior design is. We talked about the notion that the only definition, or the simplest definition I could come up with, was a designer who creates space within boundaries. That is the only limiting definition I could come up with. So that notion of boundaries brings up the idea of what you have done. You've challenged the boundaries of your careers and said, no, I'm going out, I'm going to be an interior designer. So you've already established that character of challenging boundaries. So I ask you, as you go forward, to continue challenging those boundaries, redefine them, reshape them. Do not be limited by what you see. There are no limits for you. You are you are the ones who define what an interior designer is, nobody else. We don't tell you. We just challenge you to ask the question and figure out the answer yourself. So on that, I say, what's my last line here? I wish you the best in your journey of discovery. Always change the boundaries, never settle. Never agree to what's given to you and challenge it and ask a question about everything that's assumed at the beginning. So at this point, I think I'm supposed to make a joke, but I think you've heard all my jokes. So I'm just gonna say good luck and all the best, and thank you again. The class of 2021 and 2022. At this point, we'll have a recognition for all those who are able to be present physically, for those who are present on live stream and in spirit. You're all here. So I'll be reading all the names anyway, starting with Escala Jane Abugna, Pasqualino Capozzi, Maya Bulos, well done. Marta Britt, Arushi Chada, Thea Colon, Jessica Croxton, Riley Marie Demetrio, Elizabeth S. Duan, Kaylin Henrik Dunker, Catherine Grace Farley, Talia Hathaway Friedland, Michaela Grace G, Kimberly Grace Gonzalez. Oh, I don't believe this here. Giovanni Wynn Graziano. Margaret Ann Grundy. Courtney Noel Howley. Catherine Claire Hunsaker. Ying Fei Jian. Jacqueline Marissa Kaplan. Jamie Elizabeth Kennedy. Hannah June Klingstein. Catherine Marie Kurtz. Kevin Joseph Lagasse Jr. Happy birthday. Daniela Lam. Susan Choi Lee. Rebecca Marie Levy. Ava Marie Lunder. Olivia Massaro. Finn Elizabeth McClendon. Morgan Courtney Marson. Deborah Teresa Neme. Jenny Park. Jimin Park. Jennifer Petrosini. Michelle Ellen Poon. Jiang Xia Qin. Timothy Michael Sample. Farron Sheck. Jacqueline Nicole Schmaus. Amanda Dole Shepard. Monica Nicole Samara Overly. Emma Austin Stang. Jui Tataria. Dana Lakshmi Vasash. Sorry, I practiced this at home, I got it wrong. Basanta Kumar. Kelsey Ann Virillo. Yuan Wang. And last but not least, Stefan Young. The class of 2021 and 2022. We have a bunch of awards for you in honor of some of the work that's been done during the semesters. There are a number of awards for each category, and I'll be reading names for each award at a time, so please wait till I announce all the names for each category before clapping, but please come up once your name is called. The Golden Portfolio Award, awarded to a student with a portfolio of work that represents innovation and experimentation in representation and design. Catherine Hunsaker. Michelle Poon. Talia Friedland. Yes, please come up when you're called. The Design Excellence Award, awarded to a student for sustained excellence in design. Finn McClendon. Rebecca Levy. Kaylin Dunker. Equity, Inclusion, and Social Justice Award, awarded to a student who has demonstrated outstanding achievement through prominent leadership in the advancement of social justice in the field. Suzanne Lee. Daniela Lam. Jacqueline Kaplan. The School of Constructed Environment Awards, awarded to an exceptional design student in recognition of significant contributions to the School of Constructed Environment in project and program culture. Timothy Sample. Pasqualino Capozzi. Farron Sheck. The Sustainable Vision Award, awarded to a student whose design work achieves environmental design thinking and innovation. Dana Lakshmi Vasantha Kumar. Daniela Lam. Talia Friedland. With that, I congratulate the year of 2021 and 2022.
We now recognize the graduating candidates of the MFA in Industrial Design. Will the graduating candidates in MFA Industrial Design please rise and assemble to the right of the stage in roughly alphabetical order. And you can also line down the corridor if you need to. Please join with me in welcoming Director Yvette Chaparro to recognize the degree candidates and announce the awards.
Thank you so much, Dean Lewis. Congratulations, MFA graduates of Industrial Design. I am so proud of you. As you have all experienced extraordinary changes, going from one normal to a new normal to yet another new normal, you have soared above the challenges that this has brought. Design is a discipline that thrives in collaboration, and you have excelled at collaborative work, which was considered one of the most unattainable elements of the remote environment, your first year. Yet you found a way. You have become the most supportive cohort we have ever seen. You push, you push and help each other with your own individual paths, asking what design can be and how far you can take it. During your time at Parsons, you have explored many different ways of questioning your place in the world as responsible industrial designers. Your very thesis projects are a testament to that. You have learned invaluable lessons and skills that have made you resourceful, adaptable, and ready for anything. Many of these skills are usually acquired after you have left school, such as asking questions for yourselves, figuring out what you have to learn and from whom, reflecting on what you are doing, engaging your community, and how you can make small, responsible, sustainable decisions that can affect systems in larger ways. Deploying that little voice that becomes louder as others embrace and repeat it. Please continue to look upon your own life experiences, your own curiosity, your questioning, and your support for each other and community. This is a remarkable class, and I am looking forward to celebrating all your future projects and endeavors. As I know, you will have many opportunities to continue developing your process, your topics of inquiry, and practice as Masters of Industrial Design. And now, I will call your names. Please walk and stay in this area, please, after you walk by. Yunyi Bai. Veronica Banas. Guo Marcos Chen. Jane Chudinov. Delfina Collazo. Tierth Engineer. Midori Hongo. Shane D. Jackson. Michelle Betty Levy. Kwanhan D. Lee. Nefemi Ogunro. Victoria Rogers. Antonio Serna Rossellini. Pierre Simonian. Priscilla Song. Joining us on Zoom, Yilin Wang. And Rachel Wiseman. And now, these are the MFA Industrial Design Awards. Some of them have more than one person, so I'll read them and then we can applaud. Award for Academic Honors. Awarded annually to the top-ranking students for overall academic achievement. Veronica Banas and Yuni Bai. School of Constructed Environments Honors. Awarded annually to a student for outstanding and sustained contributions to the community of the School of Constructed Environments. Tirth Engineer. IDSA School Representative, given to the student representing Parsons in the Industrial Designers Society of America Graduate Student Merit Award, Rachel Wiseman. Award for Representation and Physical Prototyping, giving to the student demonstrating excellence in materiality, the iterative process, and making. Yuni Bai and Jane Chudinov. Equity, Inclusion, and Social Justice Award, given to a student or students demonstrating excellence in equity, inclusion, social justice, and community engagement. Michelle Betty Levy and Shane D. Jackson. Sustainable and Ecological Vision, given to the student demonstrating excellence in sustainable social and material practices. Guo Marcos Chen and Midori Hongo. One final award, Industrial Design Award, awarded annually to the student who has shown overall design excellence, notable professional achievement, sustainable practices, and a remarkable contribution to the advancement of research sustained throughout their time in the program. Veronica Banas. Please join me in a round of applause for my colleagues, the Masters of Industrial Design. Please take your seats. Thank you.
Thank you, Yvette. We will now recognize the graduating candidates of the Masters of Fine Arts in Interior Design. Will the graduating candidates of the MFA in Interior Design please rise and assemble on the right side of the stage in roughly alphabetical order. Please join with me as they assemble in welcoming Director Michelle Gorman to recognize the degree candidates and announce the awards.
Thank you, David. Dear families and friends of the class of 2022, I'm incredibly honored to be here with you today. You know how hard these graduates have worked. You were there. You started this journey with them from home during the global pandemic and initial year online. Some of you have been pulled in to help on design studio models, taken an online healthy materials course, or you've been asked to give design feedback. You have been asked to participate. You have given up your kitchens to become making centers. You gave up your bedrooms to become lecture halls and classrooms. You took on more of the caretaking roles. You have been in the blurry background of Zoom, but you are at the forefront of support that got them through their first year of graduate design school. Dear MFAID class of 2022, you made it. You made it through a year online, expanding notions of the interior from the confines of your home. You made it through a final year in person, learning how to navigate a new campus and city at the same time. You made it through rigorous design feedback on Zoom and Miro boards, and then felt what it was like to physically present your work AFK, that's away from keyboard, in the same space and time as your peers and faculty. You survived technical difficulties. You wrestled with Rhino, Zoom, Slack, WhatsApp, Google Docs, slides, Glenn and my Google spreadsheets, hardware, hardwood, metal, fabric, mycelium, and how to join something without toxic adhesives. We're still working on that. You made it. You did not just survive, you discovered how to speak for yourself, through your voice, from your background, and as a community. Your individual and unique design research reveal your convictions. Your role as a designer to bring joy and justice through your voice and objects and spaces you create. I ask you to believe in your thesis. Believe in it to have the ability to make real change. Believe in it to bring it into everyday life. Live your thesis. It's not created for a portfolio to get that first job, although it will. It is there to guide you as a compass when everyone is asking you to compromise on your convictions, identity, and community. It is there to make small everyday changes, practice through the head, heart, and body. This is your special brand of creative wisdom. It's your IP. To design and care with care and justice at its center, to serve your community and ask for their participation. To speak for yourself and experiences, to bring change through design and let 1,000 diverse interiors bloom. So class of 2022, this is a new beginning, but one you have already started. You have already brought your family, your life and community into your design work. You have already designed like hell through a crisis. You have already taken the risk. So live your thesis, bring it to life, invite us all to participate, and continue to see design as an agent for change, an agent for equitable change, and to make this world a just, healthier, and joyful place. Congratulations, class of 22, for earning your Masters of Fine Art in Interior Design. Okay, it's with great honor to present the graduates and receive your diploma. Taya Atie. Elizabeth Rose Bartlick. Ina Granovsky Basin. Audrey Marie Bell. Taya Khadijah Brands. Yujin Do. Ilana Ray Stewie Doobie. Labie El Murabit. Sarah Nicole Elliott. Perry Epi Gustafson. Jonathan Escalante. Sophie Grimstad. Yasmina Huckins. AJ Kushner. Ghislaine Malik. Hannah Martin. Christian Meldrum. Olga Miranova. Emma O'Keefe. Renee Penn. Stephanie Poe. Puri Tanya. Shayla Rizvi. Caroline Schurz. Justin Sorensen. Samantha Tong. Hannah Pitblado Wilson. And last, Brenda Zawatsky. And now for the MFA Interior Design 22 awards. Award for Academic Honors for highest academic achievement overall, awarded annually to a student or students for outstanding contribution to the community of the School of Constructed Environments. This year we have 5. Olga Miranova. You come right here. Taya Brands. Jonathan Escalante. Justin Sorensen. Caroline Schurz. The next award, School of Constructed Environments Honors for Social Community Contribution, awarded annually to a student for outstanding contributions to the School of Constructed Environments. The award goes to Perry Epi. Oh, yeah. Equity, Inclusion, and Social Justice Award for thesis, awarded to a student whose thesis opens the field to underrepresented voices and bodies to the built environment, creating a sense of deep belonging. The award goes to Shayla Risby. Ecological Vision Award for thesis, awarded to a student whose thesis project comprehensively embodies sustainable, social, and material practices. The award goes to Justin Sorensen. Design Award for overall design passion sustained over thesis, awarded annually to a student for sustained achievement in design, this year to a team. Alana Dubey and Jonathan Escalante. And a new award for MFAID, the Participatory Design Award, awarded to a student whose thesis project challenges the way interior design is practiced with or as a community. The award goes to Taya Khadijah Brands. Congratulations, class of 2022. Please give them a round of applause.
We now recognize the graduating candidates of the Masters of Architecture. Will the graduating students in the MArch program please rise and assemble to the right of the stage in roughly alphabetical order?
Faculty.
Please join with me in welcoming Director Dr. Arta Yazdanseta to recognize the degree candidates and announce the awards.
Thank you, David. It is my pleasure to welcome MARC students, their families, faculty, and staff. Every one of you has made an impact on the graduating students who stand here. Please give them a round of applause to thank them. The education journey of you, the class of 22, started in person and excitingly is concluding with an in-person celebration. As it should be, the challenges of this period have made a significant impact on your memories and uniquely framed architectural design and your role as an architect. The abrupt transition to the virtual world wasn't easy. Many of you left friends and communities at Parsons to go back to your families in different parts of the world. During the pandemic, you were asked to investigate sites you couldn't visit and design for and with communities whom you only met online if you were lucky. The upside was that in many classes, your home, your town, your culture became the sites of your investigations. And oddly enough, because of that, you got to know each other in a different way. Coming back wasn't easy either. I have heard many convincing and not so convincing reasons for continuing virtually. My favorite was, and it still is, I just got a new puppy, it needs house training. Yeah, it really happened. Yet you had to leave your families and loved ones, and yes, even the puppy, to come back. But this time you reconnected with your peers in a different way. The deep care you've developed for each other through the past challenging semester online is palpable. We all have witnessed this in the class. And I was immersed in it last Friday when we were working together to set up your exhibition. Your friendship is deep. And because of that, this moment is extra precious. The spirit that ties you all together is care and compassion. The pandemic has instilled these qualities in you and your approach to architecture. Your thesis presentations spoke volumes. You all have set your eyes beyond architectural form and its traditional scope. You have recognized that architecture must promote care. Care for your planet, for our planet as a whole, and for all types of communities. You have matured into responsible citizen with a clear agenda to lead the challenges of your generation. I hope these findings will light your path to the future. Our world needs caring architects like you. Congratulations again, and best of luck for the future adventures you have. Now it's my honor to introduce the MR class of 22. Khadija Bangura. Elisha Bean. Madeline Bezic. Casper Krasman. Brianna Culbertson. Amne Dashti. Luke De Rosa. Sylvia Sitlali Elias. Ethan Feldman. Congratulations. Olivia Haley Schmidt. Congratulations. Khadija Ibrahim. McGregor. Amanda Park. Congratulations. Ali Avni Shaheen. John V. Savalia. Kritika Sharma. Congratulations. Jennifer Simonton. Nirav Bhavin Sutar. Congratulations. Vidushi Tekrawal. Isabella Terran. Congratulations, Amir Wertheimer. Bridget Wright. Now I'm very pleased to announce the award awards. AIA Henry Adam Medal, awarded annually to the top-ranking student for overall achievement, Isabella Turan. Alpha Rho Chi Medal, awarded to the student who has shown an ability for leadership, performed willing services for the School of Constructed Environments, and gives promise of real professional merit through his or her attitude and personality. Olivia Haley Schmidt. Equity, Inclusion, and Social Justice Award, awarded to a student whose thesis opens the field to the underrepresented voices and bodies to the built environments, creating sense of belonging. Cristiano McGregor. The Ecological Vision Award, awarded to a student whose thesis project comprehensively addresses the scalar and multifaceted socio-ecological impact of architectural design and material practices. Olivia Haley Schmidt. Design Award, awarded annually to a student for sustained achievement in design. We have two students, Amanda Park and Vidushi Tekavor. Congratulations to the MR graduating class. Best of luck for the future. Please be seated. Thank you.
We now recognize the graduating candidates of the Masters of Fine Arts in Lighting Design. Will the graduating students in the MFA Lighting Design program please rise and assemble in precisely alphabetical order on the right-hand side of the stage. Please join with me in welcoming Director Dr. Craig Berneker to recognize the degree candidates.
It's actually nice to hear an architect talk about how precise lighting is. Thank you, Dean Lewis. Hello, everyone. And on behalf of the lighting and interdisciplinary faculty, I want to say congratulations to all the graduates in the School of Constructed Environments, and welcome to all of the family members and guests who are here to support them and have supported them over the time of their degrees here at the new school. Standing here, one hopes to provide something inspirational for those who've completed their degree programs. How we're thinking about this, what is truly inspiring is the work that these students have completed in the face of extraordinary circumstances. As some of you may not be aware, the Master of Fine Arts in Lighting Design program is one of the few architectural lighting degrees offered in the world. And our program is unique compared to many of those others in that it is a 2-year degree program as opposed to a single-year degree program. These students chose to join this longer program at a very uncertain time in the world. And in fact, knowing that they would likely need to begin the program remotely. Still, they chose to come amongst that uncertainty and indeed spent their first year of the program, as my colleague directors have mentioned, in a virtual world. And even sometime in the second year, where we began the first 2 weeks of the semester again virtually before we were able to be in person again. Most recently, as they were about to begin some of the most important work of the degree program, their capstone thesis, our light and energy lab experienced a structural failure, and they had to figure out a way to execute their projects without the space or its equipment available to them. Yet they persevered, and despite this, I must say that their work was consistently good across the entire class, more so than many other classes who have the advantage of a fully in-person program. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce the 2022 MFA Lighting degree recipients. Yansu Cha. Ashley Elizabeth Chan. Maria Jose Gutierrez Rivera. Austin Brooks Hoglin. An Shu. Ran Hu. Anushka Jen. Nicholas Robert Laduca. Ryan Sun. And Wenjin Wu. And we'll hold the awards until after the introduction of the dual and double degree students.
We'd now like to recognize the graduating candidates of the dual degree of Fine Arts in Lighting Design and Master of Architecture, and the double majors in the Fine Arts in Lighting Design and Interior Design. Will all graduating students of the dual degree and double major please rise and assemble at the right side of the stage in the order, roughly, precisely alphabetical. Please join with me in welcoming directors Dr. Greg Berniker with Michelle Gorman and Dr. Arthur Yazdanseta to the stage.
Thank you again, David. Welcome. Equally inspirational is the work of the dual degree and double major candidates. The dual degree program is a 4-year program granting the Master of Architecture and Master of Fine Arts in Lighting Design degree. And the double major program is a 3-year program granting a Master of Fine Arts degree in both lighting design and interior design. These students actually began their programs in person, but ultimately had to go remote, which may have been even more difficult as they were accustomed to the studio environment and hands-on opportunities and had to pivot to virtual learning, some just in the middle of their second semester as we left for spring break and didn't return for a year and a half, just as they were really getting accustomed to the program. And these students also had to deal with the loss of the availability of the light and energy lab this semester in the middle of their thesis projects, and in some cases at the beginning as well. And I must say, similarly, their work was consistently good across the entire class, a tribute to their hard work and dedication. So I'd like to introduce the graduates in the dual degree and double major program. Stefan Alexander Verwain Mullen, dual degree. Idara Akai. Aizal Aziz. Robin Michelle Bond. Katrina Maria Matijic. Jiwon So. Claire Song. Jenna Shaw. And Hong Ying Shu. And now I have the pleasure of giving out awards to the MFA Lighting Design and Interdisciplinary students. Perhaps apropos, after 2 years in a virtual world, we are missing the physical awards, but rest assured that we will get them to you. But please join us on stage as I announce the awards. There is the award for academic honors, awarded annually to the top ranking student for overall achievement. And the same student is also receiving the Lighting Design Award, awarded to the student demonstrating sustained design excellence over the course of the lighting degree program. Brian Sun. The School of Constructed Environments Honors, awarded annually to a student for outstanding contributions to the School of Constructed Environments and to the MFA Lighting Design program, Anushka Jain. The Thesis Award for Sustainability, Vision, and Ecological Vision, awarded annually to the student whose thesis demonstrates excellence in sustainable social and material practices. Annie Shu. The Parsons Lighting Design Partners Thesis Prize for Application. This award recognizes a lighting student for an outstanding thesis project epitomizing Parsons' commitment to advancing the practice of lighting design through a thoroughly researched and masterfully executed design application. Ashley Chan. And the Parsons Lighting Design Partners Thesis Prize, Multidisciplinary, Stefan Verwayne Mullen. and the Parsons Lighting Design Partners Thesis Prize for Equity, Inclusion, and Social Justice, recognizing this lighting student for an outstanding thesis project epitomizing Parsons' commitment to establishing a counter-narrative aimed at generating and balancing positive social, institutional, environmental, and/or economic change. Katrina Matijic. And the Illuminating Engineering Society of New York sponsors an award for Thesis Prize. Basically, this is recognizing the IES Lighting Handbook and its importance as a reference document in the lighting profession, and awards a thesis that impacts future lighting recommendations through innovative thinking coupled with technical rigor. On Shu. So finally, I want to commend all of the lighting program students on their hard work and dedication to completing their degree programs. I know that as you commence your work as design professionals, you will apply the same work ethic and dedication to your future careers. My best wishes to you all. And maybe leaving you with a few inspirational words that have actually guided my career. And that is, a famous architectural critic once said, good architecture poorly lighted is poor architecture. So go out and make good architecture.
Congratulations. As the students try to find seats, I want to take this opportunity to again recognize the incredible talents and dedication of our SCE faculty. So I want to again recognize Associate Dean Cotter Christian for his incredible support and contribution. And particular thanks to the SCE graduate directors, Adefope, Japaro, Gorman, Yazin Zeta, and Berniker. So I want to acknowledge again the SCE administrative staff and the advisors. I also want to thank in the back the New School Events and IT for helping us produce this event so it can be live streamed. So before we conclude this ceremony, I invite you to join in celebrating the graduate students' accomplishments on both the online SCE end-of-year show and the SCE in-person show, which is located just a few blocks away at 25 East 13th Street. Invite you to that immediately after this ceremony. To conclude, will all graduating students rise? Congratulations on your accomplishments. And with that, I conclude the recognition ceremony with a final congratulations to you all, graduates of 2022.